Channel R presents Discover Spotlight, our exclusive series of interviews with the best up-and-coming artists.
Hey, this is Sarah from Channel R Discover Spotlight. Today I've been speaking to one of the members of the 3 Degrees and a very successful solo singer, Valerie Holiday, about her new single, Just the Way You Are, and her new album, In Bloom.
I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. I took the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take you just the way you are.
It's great to speak to you.
Oh, thank you.
Your music I have listened to for many years. My mum was a real fan of your music.
That's good.
And I grew up listening to it. I love it.
I'm so glad.
What inspired you with this album? Because I read that you said you've also got loads more different songs that you'd like to put on an album, but what was it about the ones you put on this album, on Bloom, that you like specifically?
I thought maybe I'd start out with something that was on like a personal vein. That made it easier because then the song selection, I just went through what one would go through at the beginning of a relationship as it, forms and the different stages that you go through. I love songs and I love lyrics and all of these kind of said everything that I thought or wanted to say. I wanted it to keep it intimate, As a group, I wanted to present, as I have begun to say, the other side of my personality. I know that from being in the group all these years, you're used to one type of music coming from the 3 Degrees. So I thought, okay, well, this kind of gives me the opportunity to personalize it, to do some things that are really in my own personal repertoire. I've done the big stages and the concert halls. On the personal level, I like it to be on a smaller, 150, or less people, because that way you actually get to look at faces and expressions, and you actually physically, can reach out and touch people. I like to take standards and try to put them more in my field. The ones that I chose were ones that I've listened to for years. I've got a songbook that, in listening to music, if a song would come on the radio or I hear somebody singing something and it kind of struck a personal chord, then I would write that into my book of things I'm going to record one day. So I got the opportunity to do so.
Have you got a favourite song out of any of the songs that you've sang over the years?
I would say the ballad on the album called Here's to Life. In my mind, it takes me through the journey when I first started performing as a solo artist, and then on to when I joined the group, and kind of takes me through the career that I have had so far.
That's great. And have you got a specific one with the 3 Degrees that you like, a more favourite one to sing?
Well, When Will I See You Again will always be my favorite.
Yes, got to be, hasn't it?
For so many reasons, but because it's a personal message, it's a personal question to everyone that we see and everyone that we meet, and because that they can share this also with their friends and loved ones as well. And because we have just gone through such a tremendous year of losing people and it makes you, it's frightening at times, but then you have to just hold on to all those fond memories, and draw them into you and just look forward to when we can see each other again.
Are you going to be going out touring or doing anything with these yourself?
I'm hoping that sometime, maybe next year, even, I don't know, at this particular time, I'm really not wanting to do too much moving until we can kind of get this COVID under wraps.
Yeah.
Or at least that we're all reading from the same page, you know?
Totally agree.
So I probably won't be looking to do any type of booking until at least next year. And in the meantime, it kind of gives me an opportunity to get the album out there, to make people aware of the product, you know?
Yeah.
And kind of build that audience is what I'm hoping for.
But have you ever collaborated, or has there sung with anyone else other than 3 Degrees?
No, I have not, and that's the other thing that I'm looking forward to. I've been talking to different people. I won't mention any names. I've just been talking to different people, and also as we've been home for an extended period of time, people have been able to reach out to me and connect. So I've been speaking with singers as well as songwriters. So hopefully in the future, it's going to pan out to something. I was initially going to go to college to be a pediatric nurse. So I kind of thought, okay, well, I want to do a little something on the side with the vocals. So a friend of mine suggested that I come and sit in with him one evening. And that's how it got started.
Wow. And then how did you get in with the 3 Degrees? Was it just through the lines of being out there as a solo singer?
Well, that same friend, a friend of his, knew the group, Richard Barrett and the 3 Degrees, and knew that at that particular time they were looking for someone to put in as a permanent member. The lady that was working with them then was there so that they were able to fulfill the obligations that they had committed themselves to. So they were looking for someone to join the group. And he came to my set one evening and he said, I really, listening to your voice, I really have a place that I think you would fit in perfectly if you wanted to become part of a group. And I thought, well, that possibly would be a good idea, because being on the road by yourself, I hadn't done that much traveling around, but the bit that I had done, it was a very lonely existence. It's like you go off station, you don't have anybody to talk to. So it was like, well, maybe joining a group would be a good thing. So he invited me to one of their shows, and I went to watch the show. And afterwards, I went back and I met the ladies and Richard Barrett. And we started talking and found out that we had a whole bunch in common. We did a couple of choreographed steps to see if my dancing skills were up to par. And it was kind of magic. We hit it off immediately.
That's great. That's so good. And
that was in 1967, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, so good. I love it. It
has been a very beautiful experience, and I don't know of any other business I could have been in to be blessed to be able to experience such a rich and fulfilling, career.
You always look very happy and very joyous when you're singing.
Yes, because I'm doing something that I love to do.
Yeah.
And I like to see people smile. I like to make people happy. And because when they come to the show, that's an hour that I want you to totally relax, enjoy, and have a fantastic time. So whatever it is that is going on in your life, that particular period in time is a happy one that you can look back on,
Yeah, that's it. You can leave all your worries and your woes behind and have that hour and a half of being in a totally different place.
Yes.
What sort of songs is it that you'd like to sort of like go into? What sort of music? It
probably would stay in the jazz genre because I like the feel. Yeah. You can have up-tempo, mid-tempo, slow, but I like lyrics that have personality, I guess I should say. Yes. Something that when you are singing to someone, it is a personal connection because you're speaking on something that they've either experienced or aware of, I like to keep it in that personal vein. So probably, and it'll vary as far as the tempos are concerned because I've got a couple of up tempos on the CD that are fun for me. Yeah. So it will probably stay in the jazz genre.
So then for next year then at the moment, regards to plans with music, is there any other music that you'll be bringing out after this album?
I'm not sure just yet. I plan on doing a second album, but I don't know when. This one took me at least 6 years to kind of finally get it all together. And it was only because of the pandemic that I was able to complete it because it still needed mixing and mastering and a lot of my fans, when I released it online, well, the first thing they started writing back to me was like, okay, this is really good, but I'm old-fashioned, so therefore I'm afraid I want a CD. Are you doing a CD? So it's like, well, initially I hadn't planned on doing a CD because nowadays everything is online. So I thought, well, okay. I'm now we're gonna have to sit and consider. We had a framework already going because a CD was in the making, but it wasn't planned to be released as soon. But after I got all the feedback and everybody was saying, oh no, we can't just have this on downloads. We need a physical copy. So I went to work on trying to get that together. The entire thing has been a exciting and interesting and eye-opening experience because prior to this, any kind of recording that I did was done with a record label, and they take over. The only thing you have to really do is to get in front of the microphone and sing because they take care of everything else. So this time around, it was like, okay, there's no record company involved here. This was a product that I did with friends on my own. So therefore, all the artwork and the deciding what goes where and the the different things that you put on your CD, the liner notes and all that, it was like, okay, it opened up an entirely different world because I now had to sit down and do all these things. And I found it was at first I was scared because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But once the ball got rolling and we all put our heads together, I'm very, very proud of our end product.
I really enjoyed speaking to you. Thank you ever so much for your time.
It was my pleasure.
Will you take care of yourself, and I shall look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you so much, Tara. It was my pleasure.
Lovely speaking to you, Valerie. Thank you ever so much.
Okay.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Channel R Discover. The best up-and-coming artists are right here.